Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Transform You podcast with me, Paula.
And me, Nelia. Today we are going to have a wee girly chat episode, and we're going to talk about a wee trend that's been popping off on TikTok.
Yes. Seen a few posts on Instagram as well.
It's about meeting your younger self for coffee. You guys might have seen it, and we're loving it.
Yes.
Heavy cute.
It is so cute, and it's like pure therapy.
Yeah. Some of them are proper emotional, and some of them are just so cute. And
yeah, let's give a wee example.
Yeah,
right. So
let's get into it.
This is one that I seen earlier. Obviously, we'll keep it anonymous. If this is yours, you'll be like, "Hey, that's mine.
That's mine."
But we loved it, so let's go. I met my younger self for a coffee today. She was right on time, and I was running late. I walked into the cafe and saw her sitting there in her yoga pants, long mermaid hair, and 2 cups of hot chocolate. It made me smile. I didn't have the heart to tell her we drink coffee now. And I encourage her to enjoy the little moments and encourage her to be present. I look into her eyes and tell her that she's so brave and to keep going no matter what. She asks me how life is, and I tell her that it's so different from what we thought it would be, but nevertheless, it's amazing and we're so grateful for it. We get the bill. I give her a hug, squeeze her tight and tell her to get home safe. I hope we can meet again for a coffee soon.
Oh, so cute.
It's so nice, isn't it?
I just love them, especially when they're heavy cute like
I
that.
know. That would be, I think, see what that one said, like, I don't have the heart to tell her we drink coffee now. That definitely would have been on mine. When I was younger, I mean, like, this is like, God, school age young. I wasn't really a coffee girl. It would have been like that, sitting with a wee couple of hot chocolates. Really? And now me would be like, gal, we love an oat milk caramel latte.
Oh, I did, but I was proper trying to be grown up.
Oh, yes.
So I was toxic. It was like, I'd get a black coffee because it had no calories in it, which is toxic.
Not the vibe, hen.
Not the vibe. And now I'm like, as sugary as it gets, extra whipped cream.
Yes.
With a wee almond croissant on the side, please.
Yes, of course. But how sad is that? So then you would have shown up to young Nelia and she would have been sitting there, black coffee.
No sugar.
And you show up.
Milk. And now,
you're like, hen.
Yeah.
We're not about this life. That's rotten. Don't even pretend that you enjoy that.
Yeah.
Who the fuck likes black coffee? You're lying if you say you do.
Oh, it's those who do, you're absolutely lying.
You're at it if you like black coffee.
Oh, yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah.
You're lying. Stop lying to yourself. Get
absolutely
a wee oat milk latte. Get a wee pumpkin spice latte.
Yes.
I love a gingerbread latte. I love a seasonal special.
Oh my God, yes.
We're
all
the same.
The time.
We love it.
It's like the best thing ever, and it's such like a gal therapy thing to do. Like me and Sam will text each other like, mate, pumpkin spice is back, and we always have a date when like seasonal coffee's coming.
Get there ASAP.
So good.
It's our favourite thing to do. Go for a wee walk to Starbucks.
Aye.
After self-love club, get to Starbucks.
Almond croissant, pistachio latte is just now. They're
so
great.
Good.
They are great.
They're so good.
Yesterday, I went to the Starbucks drive-thru and drove past the speaker. Was sitting at the window, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" I forgot to order. And she's like, "Can you drive back round?" I was like, "Hold on, I can quickly do it." My app didn't work.
Oh no!
I know, but I was like, "I need to drive back." I was like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Surely.
But then I just went to Costa, right? And I'm glad I did. They've got cinnamon bun sugar, like syrup. How good?
Mate, I'm getting
It was great. So I got an oat milk cinnamon bun syrup latte.
There's a wee Costa on my way home.
Get yourself one.
I'm going to go there.
Stunning. so good.
Stunning.
So I feel like that was a wee
sign.
Don't get that. Go round there and get something else.
Stunning. Love that.
So what else? So if you go, young Nelia's sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
The bold Nelia from today walks in.
The bold Nelia.
What are you talking about?
Oh God. Well, probably top of the list 10 is have we come out?
You're going to say that.
Have we come out?
You could sit her down and be like, hen, you're gay and it's fine. Like,
Stop faking it and going with the boys.
Yeah.
Look, people love you.
yeah,
Like, that's genuinely what it is.
people love you.
Like, there's good people out there,
Yeah.
and your actual pals
Yep.
love you.
Stay away from stinky boys.
Oh, stinky boys. You get to fuck. Stop wasting your time trying to like keep up this facade.
Yep.
Just go with the girls.
Go with it.
You have a great time.
Maybe young Nelia would have been like that though. What? No. I don't want to go with the girls.
I would have been so defensive.
Like, what are you on about?
Defensive. So defensive, and be like, no, everyone will hate me. No. Absolutely not. You're lying.
So here we are.
So yeah, here we are.
Living your best life.
Out and proud. So yeah, that probably would have been top of the list. Hen.
Yeah. I think for me, my young self, particularly like that early 20s, mines would have been, I would like, so young me would have been like, come on, what uni course did we fucking pass? Like, I would have been like, come
My God.
on.
Fucking hell, Paula, how many did you do?
So
How
me
many
today
did she start?
would sit young Paula down and be like, stop going back to uni. You
Just
obviously
stop it.
don't like it.
Stop it.
You didn't like school. You're a creative girly. You're no academic, right? Stop going back. You don't
Right.
want to do it. So I would have said to her, you know, don't worry, we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'd maybe like, right, just give me an example. What happens? And I tell her, listen, you end up living that life you wanted, the freedom during the day to do whatever you want.
Oh, aye.
You're fine for money. You've got a flat. You've got a lovely man. It's fine. Relax.
Relaxing.
And
Stop going to uni.
I would have needed that, right? So let's just
Yeah.
go over courses that I started.
Because you were just putting so much pressure on yourself. Like society's pressure, being like, fuck, I've got to go to
I
uni.
had to go to uni, yeah, because I was like wanting to make everyone proud and
Yeah.
wanting to like prove to myself that I could, even though I'd already done it because I'd already got into the courses.
Yeah. So
So let's
Aye,
just
let's
break it down.
give us a wee list.
So young Paula left school and went to Caledonian Uni to do adult nursing.
Mm-hmm.
The first placement that I was on, I got fucked into an old person's ward and was asked to shower an 80-year-old man. Now, I was 17. Can you imagine, right? Obviously, he obviously needed my support. But when you're that young, it's just like an awkward situation for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I cried, went home, told my mum and dad, I can't go back to that uni.
I'm not going back.
And obviously, they just wanted the best for me. So they'd be like, you know, you're passing all your exams, you're doing great,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Nope, I'm not going back.
I'm out.
So I left and then I went and done dental nursing at Coatbridge College, stayed there for a year and then left, went, fuck this, I don't want to be a dental nurse anymore. But then took a year's break from that, then went back and went, oh, fuck it, I may as well just do the second year. Right? I don't know what else I'm doing, so I'll go back. Which I'm glad I did because then I met Megan, Alicia and Jen. So that was all supposed to happen, right? So I met my gals from that, which was great. And then I thought, right, God, I may as well just go to uni again.
May as well.
May as well.
May as well keep the streak up.
I was just like, how do you progress from dental nursing? Obviously, you could be a dentist, but I was like, maybe like a hygienist or a therapist. Got into that course. Had to move to Dumfries, which was awful.
No thanks.
I'm sorry if you're from Dumfries, but when you live in the city centre of Glasgow,
And then
going to
you move to-
Dumfries
No.
is
not
not the
one.
vibe. No, I was scunnered every day of my life. So moved to Dumfries for the year,
gross.
went to uni, and that was like military camp. That course, like mental. You know, like you're being
Aye.
watched at everything that you're doing. Terrible for that because obviously I had to move away and I was coming home, working at the weekends, going back down to uni. Then I left that and I done the old classic, moving to Australia.
Oh, aye.
I literally left that course, ran home and booked a one-way flight to Australia.
Oh, Paula.
poor young Paula was just running from life.
Aye.
And then obviously I went to Australia and I still had all the same issues that I was having here.
We both did a lot of the same when we were younger. A lot of running.
A lot of running away.
A lot of running.
Yep.
And the problems kept coming with us.
Oh God, Then I came
dear.
back and I had a mental breakdown, literally. Me and Carla were talking about this the other night. I ended up with this shit job in this shit cafe
Oh, I remember.
who had
you
like
saying.
no health and safety regulations. And I was having to
God.
like put fucking chopped tomatoes into like old ice cream tubs and all that.
Ugh.
So I was walking there one day and just sat on the pavement and cried.
I remember you saying this
Like
to me.
genuine, I was like, "What the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, how have I
No.
ended up here?"
What the fuck is happening?
That was a low point. And to
Yeah.
be fair, I think then that's when I started
Crying
therapy.
on
Like
the-
I needed
Crying
therapy.
on the
at that
pavement.
point. It was
I
bad.
don't want to put tomatoes in an old ice cream tub.
It was a sin and all because I
That
was
is a
so
sin.
positive starting. I was like, right, it's fine. This is just to tie me over.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll cycle to work. I don't cycle, right? And I thought, I just
can't
started
picture you on
cycling.
a bike.
I don't cycle,
don't
mate. I'm
think
not.
That's not for you.
I like an air bike in the gym, but that's it. Like me on a pedal bike,
No, for
I
you.
don't see it. I really don't.
No.
But I had all these
Apparently
good
you did back then.
cycled once, tried to walk the next day, had a breakdown on the way there.
Nice.
After that, fuck, see, there's that much that I done. I went to a business course, which obviously, okay, that's we're here.
You're getting more
Went to
aligning
that
with
was with the Prince's Trust, so I went to a business course, and then I went back to uni.
Of course you did. She can't get enough.
Listen to this. This will make you howl.
Oh, God.
I went on the Open University,
Aye.
done a course, and the subjects that I chose were French,
Mate.
history,
Mate.
and business. I don't French.
Mate.
I don't know French. I don't like. I done a bit of it, and like the how unhinged was that?
Did you do, what open uni degree did you do? Is it a degree?
It was like one of these ones where you just pick.
like an open,
Yeah.
same? And I chose French.
It must be the easiest one to get into or something. That's why we chose.
Mate, I did French finance.
Finance pros.
What the fuck is wrong with me? French finance, Chinese, which fair enough.
Okay, right.
And international relations.
Oh my god.
What the fuck was I doing?
What is wrong with us?
And I was studying it like
Same. They send you all the books, right? So I remember getting this big
yeah.
French book, the
still
one with the
have
light
it,
blue
yeah.
cover. How funny is that? I never knew that about you.
know that about you. Oh, mate,
Oh
we were
my
meant to be.
god, that's so weird.
So funny.
I think
Yeah.
it was like I obviously had hires in a couple of these subjects. I thought I'll just go with it.
Yeah, same.
I don't know what I was thinking about I was going to do.
I didn't know any French. I did not listen. I was really bad at school. I did not know any fucking
like,
French.
I'd done it like third and fourth year, but I didn't choose it as like a subject. I don't know why I done that.
It was
So,
it was not.
What
it
did
was
I
not
do
good.
after that? Honestly, mate, this is what my life was for years. Like just trying. I also tried to like beauty therapy at a point.
God,
When-
you really?
Oh mate,
you
I've
did
done it all.
then.
I've done it all.
I've done it all.
And you know what? It's fine because obviously now I'm here.
Here she is.
But the only reason the longest job I have ever been in is my old job.
Yeah.
But even at that, I didn't settle at any point. So I started off like doing like residential work, and then I moved on to like day centre work, and then I moved on to managerial stuff. So I kind of have like a 1 to 2 year timeline where I'm like, let's move on from this. And now I'm here. So that's what I would say to her. I would be like, gonna just calm down.
I'd be the same with jobs though. Obviously, I was in the same field, but I would usually be the same. I'd stay for like a year or two.
Yeah,
And then be like,
I'm done.
fucking off.
Mm-hmm.
The longest job I stayed in was when I was at uni,
Yeah.
and because I couldn't really
Yeah,
leave.
me too. Actually, I
Do you know
worked
what
in
I mean?
Greg's for
I just
years.
couldn't.
I loved working in Greg's. Honestly, I used to have like the early morning shift. I'd go in and make the sandwiches, put them out, serve a couple of
Stunning.
customers, be finished for 12. It was great.
Fucking stunning.
And but Greg's, I was like unhinged there. I
Of
left,
course you were.
went back, left, went back, left, went back. I think I worked in about 6 different Greg's shops. But I actually liked it though. I feel like it was one of those ones I left and I was like, that's actually quite a nice wee job.
That's it. Let's go back.
Let's go back. Maybe that'll be me. Back to Greg's.
Back to Greg's.
If all else fails though,
we'll both be in Greg's.
at least we know that you get an alright gig in
There
there.
we go.
Lauren
Okay.
was the same, loved it.
Right, well, it'll just be us in Greg's then.
Yeah.
Stunning. Fucking love the sausage rolls.
Can I beat it?
Oh, stunning.
Right, moving on from that. So basically, yeah, just tell her to chill out, and it's worked out fine,
Just
right?
hang in there, hen.
Then what would be the next topic of conversation, right? So then young Nelia's came, she's got a black coffee,
Yeah.
she's in the
Oh,
closet.
bless her. Aye.
Then what do you go on to talk about?
I think maybe just staying true to herself, like really hold on to her values, because I think I lost myself.
Oh yes, me too.
I really lost myself and I lost my voice.
Yep.
I became a bit of a, what's that word?
Pushover.
A pushover, a wallflower. Like I just sort of blended in friendship groups and at school and at uni as well. Like I just sort of just let everyone else talk. And I think it's a really good skill to have, is listening. I'm a really good listener, but I listened too hard.
Where you forget that you've got a voice.
Where I forgot that I had a voice and I just let everyone just walk all over me, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that I had really good things to say,
Yeah.
but I never had the confidence to say it.
Yeah.
And maybe that was also because I was struggling with this other thing of, I had a lot of trauma that was on my plate. I was also dealing with health issues, plus the big overwhelming thing of being in the closet, you know, so there was a whole bunch of other stuff. But, you know, I felt really sort of just
lost
within all my different friendship groups.
Yeah.
And I think now I've really stepped into my own. I'm so sure of myself now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would be the same. Young Paula would ask me, so where are you working now? And I would tell her that we're self-employed. We are teaching yoga, we're running events, we're working in the gym of all places. We are coaching, we are doing multiple businesses. And she would be like, fuck off.
I know.
Young me would not believe who I am now. Like from any age, actually, if I go back to when I was like 14 and I was like hanging about the streets drinking, causing it. And if I said, by the way, you're a yoga teacher now, she'd be like, fuck off.
I know. Same.
Equally, me, even like 4 or 5 years ago, if I told her where we are now, you know, like running events and doing this and doing that, I would not have believed it. So I think that would be a lovely conversation to have. And it would actually be nice to stop all those feelings of inadequacy and feeling like ashamed of yourself and not feeling good enough to be like, you are going to be fine. Yeah. Look at what you've done. Imagine like showing them your Instagram, being like, look at all these events that you've hosted. Look at these places you've been. Look at these people you've met. Like the people who I've met through being in the wellness world now.
I know.
Incredible.
Buzzing.
So
I would love to do it because I think I would have just, me like 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been scared to go to a yoga class.
yes,
I would have been scared.
Me too.
I was scared to go to events.
I was the same. Yep.
So the fact that now I'm hosting them
Yep.
and I'm teaching yoga classes, it's like, oh, what the
See,
fuck?
even in the past, obviously we've spoken this before, I would never, oh, come on. In the past, I would never have even sat in front of a camera.
Same.
Ever.
Uh-huh.
Spoken to a microphone.
Don't even take pictures of myself.
No, same. Like, I wouldn't have even had the confidence to speak, you know, like one word into a camera like that. Like, not a chance. So I just feel like the young me would have been like in utter disbelief if we were sitting down having this coffee together and I'm telling her that.
Showed them an episode of the podcast and they'd be like, what the
Who's
fuck?
that? Like, who is that?
Yeah.
I think we've spoken about this a few times as well. We were speaking about it earlier. You don't recognise the old you. You look back at pictures and think you don't recognise that person in the old pictures.
I really don't.
No.
I looked completely different.
I don't think my look has changed dramatically over the years, but I just know, even from like my body language in the pictures,
My whole self is different.
Like, so a big thing for me would be like, you are in your bikini or your swimming costume and you lead 40 plus people into cold water. Young me would be like, no, I don't, because I do not get stripped off in front of people because I'm too embarrassed. Yep. And I would never set foot in cold water. So yeah, there's so much that would be like, what?
Yeah, I actually like to look at old photos and videos of me because it is, it's quite something. Which is why I called my brand Transformed by Nelia, because this girl has transformed.
Yes.
Like emotionally, mentally, physically, it's a whole body, like a whole transformation.
Yeah.
Because yes, externally I have transformed, like, but you know, looks wise I have, but emotionally and mentally, this girl has changed her whole life.
A new woman.
And you can see that in photos. You can see how sad I was. You can see how depressed I was.
Yeah.
You can see that I was just like vacant in so many photos and so many videos. And I was just like really a sad girl. And now I'm happy and I'm, you know? So yeah, I quite like looking at it every now and again just to reflect.
It's like, because obviously that is still you, and like you say, you don't regret any of that because it's made you who you are today. And it'd be nice to even say that to your younger self. Like, I know right now you might be feeling full of guilt, or you might be thinking, oh God, my life's falling apart, but it's all for the good cause, that kind of thing.
We wouldn't be the type of yoga teachers, the type of coaches, we wouldn't be able to run the type of events that we do now
without any of that.
No. It makes you who you are.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's an important thing to remember when you're reflecting and talking to your younger self.
If I spoke to myself even like school age and said, you know, you'll be coaching people, you'll be like delivering seminars on wellness, you'll be talking to rooms full of people, but I would never put my hand up in class to answer, you know, that way. I would never even like have had the confidence to even feel like what I say, what I had to say had any meaning behind it, or that it had any relevance, or so. Even all that is just mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. Like, which is why this is such a nice, wee, wholesome topic.
Like giving talks on self love.
Wow,
is huge. I think if I just even reflect on that, my younger self being like, I tell people how to love themselves. Yeah. And I think back to me, like, younger, who did not love herself at all. Yeah. That is such a full turnaround.
Oh my God.
How good? How good is that?
It's so amazing to reflect. So, see, if you're listening to this episode, sit down and do that. And actually, it's quite nice to speak to a pal about it. If I was sitting doing it myself, maybe you don't get so deep and you don't get so reflective. Like, meet up with your pals, go for the coffee and talk about it. And just be like,
that's good.
Because even though we didn't know each other when we were younger, like we obviously know the stories and we know what we're like. But it's just crazy to sit here and talk like that. And I think that's why it's pure trending just now, because people must be doing it and being like, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Just shows you everything's for a reason. And I know people always say that, and it makes no sense at some points in your life, but you'll get to a point, you'll be like, okay, I understand and thank you.
Yeah. Always express gratitude for.
I would like the younger version of me would not have been grateful at all. Like, I would have been grateful in the sense where I would have manners and say please and thank you.
Yeah, same. But I would have struggled to actually express deep gratitude.
Oh, me too. Like, sit there and get really deep with it. And
same.
I took a lot for granted. And I actually know that I was very privileged back then to be in certain positions. And maybe that's something I would say Like, don't take things for granted and actually look at everything you've got instead. I would have constantly been looking at what's next, what have I not got, instead of just being like present and enjoying the moment and actually just taking, like you say, a bit of gratitude. And
I struggled with bitterness quite a lot and resentment.
Yes, bitterness and resentment are
Whereas actually now I look back at it, and even things like, you know, I've got fibromyalgia, which stems from a traumatic event. But actually, if I didn't go through that, and if I didn't get fibromyalgia, I'd probably I would have still been rowing and training, would have gone to the Olympics maybe. You never know. And that would have never led me here.
Yeah, it would have been a completely different way.
And I would have been a completely different person.
Yep.
And I maybe wouldn't have liked that person that I became.
Yeah.
So,
and you might not have ever been this happy, or maybe you would never have even.
Probably would have still been as miserable. As, do you know what I mean? So I am grateful for everything I've been through. Yeah. But back then, I held a lot of resentment and a lot of sadness and anger towards things. Yep. And people. And whereas now I'm kind of like, let it go. I'm grateful. It's fine. I'm grateful for everything. Aye. Because look at where I am now. Yeah. And look at the people that I have around me. Yep. And look at the person that I'm free to be. Yep. And it's so freeing when you can do that. Yes, it is. It's so good. Because you are just like so comfortable and actually just being true to yourself. Yeah. Like, it's really nice. Yeah. It is. It's great. And then to be able to help others just makes it so much better. Yeah. Like, it's just the best thing. And I suppose I would reflect back in what the sort of jobs that I was taking on when I was younger, they would have all been naturally caregiving roles, nurturing roles, helping others. So it does kind of make sense now that I have fell into this role, and you would have been the same. So like, I've always been nursing kind of background, support work. I think if I was sitting in that coffee shop with young Paula, she would tell me that she was scared to be alone, and I'd tell her, don't worry, it's fine, it'll turn out the best. She would tell me that she hates her body, and I would tell her, one day you're actually going to really love your body, and it's going to be totally different to what you look like now. Like, the past version of me would have wanted, like, you know, the small body, the toned body. And even when I did have that, I was still uncomfortable because mentally I hadn't sorted my shit. So if I told her that, actually, Paula, you'll get to a point where you're your curvaceous self, you know, you're not got the six pack that you wanted, but you are comfortable. And I'd be able to tell her that, and she might go, well, I better start embracing this body I'm in just now. And it's like, I tell her, like, stop denying yourself of the simple pleasures in life. Eat the cake, get the sugary coffee. That's what I'd say.
Exercise is not punishment. Exercise is self-care. All the things, like, all that toxic shit that the young me would have been feeding on, like, you know, tracking calories and watching calories being burned for exercise. I would say to her, eventually you'll get to a point where movement is just to feel good. So embrace your fitness, you know, be grateful that you've got it, but one day you'll just do it to feel good. You don't care how it affects how you look. Oh, what a nice place to be.
How good. How good.
It's so sad because obviously we all grow up just naturally wanting to move our bodies and play when you're young and, you know, get outside, and then we just get all this toxic shit flung at us and we just absorb it all.
I noticed that when I worked in primary schools, that it's even making it to their heads.
So sad.
It's making it to their minds, and I think that's so and I think that's, they're getting phones younger, and or even just having older siblings that have phones and social media,
and it just filters down,
feeds into them, and it's really sad.
It is.
You know,
that is something that I would say as well. Like, when I was younger, you know, when we first were growing up, it wasn't as much in your face, but I'd say, like, definitely my early 20s, Instagram was a huge figure for me.
Same.
And I used to spend a lot of time in that, comparing myself to everyone. And see, if I sat my young self down and just said, stop following all these fucking accounts, it's not inspiring you.
It's not.
You would try and convince yourself, like, I'm following it for inspo.
Yeah.
You'd be like, no, you're not. Unfollow. Stop it.
Yeah. I used to screenshot some of them and
put them as your backgrounds in your phone. Yeah, me
So
too.
bad.
Aye, yeah.
or like some of them I'd even print off,
Oh God.
put them on my mirror, or like
And think it's going to help you.
So
No,
bad for
no,
your
no,
mental
no,
health.
no,
Yeah.
no.
No. I would tell her, don't do it.
Don't do it, girl.
Don't do it, girl.
So
Just love yourself.
How would you finish the conversation, right? You're finishing the end of that caramel latte. Young Paula or young Nelia's finishing the end of their hot chocolate or their black coffee.
No sugar.
Right? You're finishing up.
Poor
You've been
girl.
talking. How do you finish that conversation? What do you leave her with?
Ooh.
Oh, that's hard.
I'd tell her that. Oh God, what would I say? That's a heavy one. I'd tell her that
Speak from the heart.
she is so secure in herself that we both become so secure in ourselves.
Yeah.
And no one loves us as much as ourselves.
Oh,
Yeah. So stop relying on other people's love to validate you.
oh, lovely. Yep. I would say something similar. If we're sitting there and young Paul is polishing off the couple of marshmallows at the bottom of that hot chocolate cup, I would say to her, you're going to be all right.
Yeah.
You always think that you're not. You think that you need other people. You don't need anybody. And I don't mean that in a hyper masculine, hyper independent way. Like, you're fine. Do your own thing. Like, stop pouring so much into others that you forget about yourself. That would be my big thing. Like, see all this work that you're doing for others, that's fantastic because you're obviously a really good person, but don't neglect yourself in that. And I would say that you will find yourself and you'll do things that you never thought that you would ever do. But you need to believe in yourself and be grateful for having a very supportive family. Be grateful for having the best pals that you could ever wish for. Because I feel like when I was younger, I would have taken all that for granted. The fact that I had a really close family, really close, good pals. And it'd be like, always nurture the relationships as well. And don't lose who you are for other people and always trust your gut.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Always. That's what I would say as well, because for so long I didn't. And for so long I wouldn't have even trusted myself. But I suppose that came from a lack of self-love as well. But yeah.
I did not trust my gut.
No.
I didn't even listen. I wasn't even aware it was there. I really didn't. So yeah, same.
And actually a funny thing that I would say to you is keep reading the self-help books, Hen, because one day they're going to come in handy. Yes, they definitely are. Because I tried, like we've spoke about this, like even when I like my young 20s, I would have like picked up The Secret and all that and be like, what a lot of shite. Like, so I'd be like, you are going to be obsessed one day. So keep doing that shit.
Keep it
reading
up,
them books.
Keep it up, Pen. I know. I used to have them when I was like a teenager and stuff.
Yeah. Like,
and people used to think, what the fuck is she doing? But I used to think, you know what, someday might come in handy.
Yep, that's it.
Look at us.
I was too embarrassed back then to admit that stuff. Probably I would have like hidden the fact that I've tried to read these books. I thought it was like embarrassing.
Oh,
I think that's what it is.
You know, when people would come round and they'd see them in my room, I forgot to hide them.
Oh, quick, hide them.
It was shit. I don't look at them.
Yeah. Basically just enjoy yourself, have fun, stop running from your problems. Like, everything's going to be all right.
I think it all just comes down to self-love.
Yeah.
So are we selves?
Yeah.
Just love yourself.
And doing things for you. Focusing on you, which is why I am You by Paula and You're Transformed by Amelia. Which is why it's the perfect collab that no one knew they needed. We didn't know we needed. We did not. Like, imagine saying you're going to meet this person who you're going to do a podcast with, and never in a million years would we have actually even crossed paths.
I know.
If it wasn't for events.
I know.
So
how good that we were probably been scared to go to. You would have been scared to run.
I would never
I would have been
went.
scared to go.
Like, there's no way I would have ever. Well, that's it. I wouldn't have even put on an event. So it went
How
mental.
good.
The butterfly effect.
And look at us now,
To trust in it. Like, even like I mentioned earlier, all the things that you think at the time are mistakes. Like, so I'd be pure jumping about courses and here, there, and everywhere. But in doing that, I actually met my best pals. And if I never done that, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And even the trajectory of my life would have been completely different, even without
same.
them.
Same.
Because I always talk about how grateful I was in the toughest times of my life to have my pals. And imagine I didn't, like, so many things. It's just mental to think about.
Like with my uni course.
Yep.
That degree, I met my lecturers, who one of them is my mentor for life.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not using that degree. I'm not in sport coaching or anything anymore.
But it wasn't a waste of time.
I still use parts of that degree in my teaching.
Yeah.
But if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have met them. And that, it absolutely wasn't a waste of time, because mentor for life, I needed that.
Yeah,
so
you did.
Wild. And again, wouldn't have met my pals that I just had a gals weekend with.
I know.
So,
exactly. I love to think about that stuff. It kind of like blows your mind, though, doesn't it?
It's all meant to be.
It's all meant to be. So will we wrap up there on a wee girly chat? Because obviously this is like girly chat episode.
Yeah.
And we honestly hope that you go and do this wee exercise. Even if you do it yourself, but try and be like that to your pals. Yeah. Like, bring it up. Like, it'll be fun, and you could be like, oh my god, and
send
actually
a wee
see
voice
how
note
far.
in the gals group chat. That's a cute one.
Yes, love it. Yeah. So thank you as always if you're here listening, and we'll catch you at the next episode.
We love you.
Love yous. Bye.